everybody. Just 2 seconds here to fix up our camera. Oh, almost with you here. All right, we're just trying out some new settings here. See if we can get some bit better quality video resolution once we upload up to YouTube. So hopefully this is gonna work out. Always changing, trying to adapt. All right. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We missed you yesterday. In case you were trying to find us for the live workouts, we didn't have any yesterday. I was a little bit out of commission. I think I'm back and good to go here today, so we'll see how it goes. The workout's going to be a little bit more basic and straightforward as I test the waters out again here. And then if all's good, then we'll start picking it up again in our future workouts. Because we missed yesterday, we didn't get the skipping workout in. So the cardio today is going to be skipping. If you got a rope, go find it. If you don't, just pretend you got one. And the workout this evening, because we missed the kettlebell flow, I'm going to do a bit of a blend between a kettlebell flow and some heavyweight work. So we just kind of get a little bit of the content that we missed yesterday and take care of that today. The only other thing you're going to need with you for your workout, which is completely optional, so if you can't make it work, that's fine, is we're going to be doing some elevated split squats. So what that means is we're going to have an object that we're going to stand on with one foot, and hopefully you can have another object under the back foot with space in between, room for your knee to go down towards the floor in between the two objects. So like phone books would work just fine. You could have one foot on a stair, another foot on a block of wood. If you have a Bosu ball handy, Bosu ball would be awesome. You can get a little bit of stability as well as the elevated surface. And again, if you look around and you can't find anything like that, you can still do just standard split squats. You don't need to have the feet elevated or the legs elevated to do elevated split squats. That's no problem. All right, let's go through our format here and we'll get right into it, guys. So we got 4 rounds today. We're going to start with 2 minutes of skipping. So we're going to start just kind of nice and easy skipping, basic skipping pattern. And if you want to keep it basic for the whole workout, that's totally fine. I'm going to give you some different options or ways that you can spice up your skipping in case you want to give that a try. After 2 minutes of skipping, we're going to go into elevated split squats. Quick demonstration on those. 1 foot on the front object, 1 foot on the back object if you have them. And then we're just going to go through a split squat. Because my feet are elevated, my knee has the ability to get further down, whereas normally it would hit the floor, and that's the end of my range of motion. So I can challenge the range of motion I'm working my legs in from this position. Still trying to not touch the floor at the bottom, so try to stop before you touch the floor, but see how close you can get. If your objects are really high, then you just really need to watch that you don't go too low and you can't get back up again. So we'll do 40 seconds on one leg, 40 seconds on the second leg. Then we're gonna go down to 30 seconds of push-ups, a 30-second plank hold, 20-second side plank, 20-second side plank on the other side, and then 60 seconds of hip drives. For the hip drive, if you want to increase the challenge and you have these mini bands handy, you can have that close by. We'll strap it around the knees and challenge the glutes a bit more during the hip drive portion. Then we'll have a 1 minute water break and we start all over again. Again, we got 4 rounds. All right, grab your skipping rope. I'm gonna get our timer started. And we should have 2 minutes on the clock here for skipping. Again, we're gonna start just a basic pattern and we'll go through some options as we progress. So, here we go. So if you're new to skipping, keeping the elbows fairly close to the sides of the body, we want the movement happening at the wrists. So try to avoid big arm movements like that. And we want to have it more at the wrists. The feet do not have to kick up high. I'm just kind of springing off the floor with my toes, driving through my calves, my quads to come off the floor slightly. All right, so this is a basic skip. I'm going to talk about the sweep next because the sweep is our recovery drill. What I'm going to do is bring both hands to one side of the body and then back to the other side. I can stop my legs completely, or I can keep a little bit of a hop going in. So I keep that same skipping motion, but I don't actually have to put my feet up, and that's what gives me my rest or recovery. So you can work or practice on going from the basic skip into the sweep. Basic skip and sweep other side. You can sweep both ways. You'll be more comfortable on one side, but you can practice both. All right. The next pattern we're going to talk about here is the 2-step. So I'm going to shift my weight to one foot and do 2 bounces, and then to my other foot and do 2 bounces. This can be fairly conspicuous where you can't really see it very well, or we can make it very obvious and kick the foot through the air. This is also a little bit easier than just doing the basic step continuously, because on the basic step both legs are working constantly. All right, there's our 2 minutes. We'll come back to that again at the end of the next round, or at the start of the next round. Let's make our way over to our surface if we have one. You don't need a lot of space between both objects, really just enough room for the knee to get down in between them. 1 foot on the front, 1 foot on the back, and here we go. Lowering ourselves down and back up. Try to keep the torso upright. So when we're going through the lunge, we want the hips to travel down and the chest to stay up, as opposed to leaning down with the chest and the hips stay high. So really focus on driving the hips and the knees down. That back knee should be bending close to 90 degrees or more as I go through my movement. If I'm getting pain in my front knee, it might be because I'm too close together with my legs. You might need a little more space between both legs. All right, we're gonna switch sides. So 40 seconds on the second leg. There is a 10-second, there is no 10. I took the 10-second rest out between. So it's just quick transitions from one exercise to the next. When we get to the end of this 40 seconds, so in 15 seconds from now, we're going down to the floor and we're gonna go into push-ups. That'll be for 30 seconds. Three, 2, and 1. Come on down to the floor. From the knees, from the feet, it's up to you. We're going right into it. When you get to the end of the 30, then we're just going to hold a plank. You can stay on your hands for the plank. If your wrists are starting to get a little sore, then drop down to the elbows. All right, 30-second plank. If you want to keep going with push-ups and just do a full minute, or as far into this 30 seconds as you can with push-ups, then you keep going, that's fine. Or hold the plank. At the end of this 30, we're just gonna roll to one elbow or hand and go into a side plank. All right, that's in 3, 2, 1. So elbow down, coming up to the side. Glutes and abs engaged on all these core exercises. And of course, we can go down to the knee on your lower leg if you feel you need to decrease the intensity. And we're getting ready to switch. That's our 20 seconds. Other side. On the next bell, in 10 seconds, we're flipping onto our back for hip drives. If you want to add a mini band, you can throw it on the knees. I'll do that in the next round. So on our backs, head down, drive the hips up, and then reset back down without touching the floor if you can. If you have your mini band, most likely just above the knee. You could have it just below the knee, but don't put it at the ankles. You won't really get much out of it if it's at the ankles. When we're driving up on the hip drive, don't drive the belly up, drive from the hips or the glutes. So keep the abs pulled in throughout the movement. You can hold the top for more work or come down if you need a little bit of a break. You can also do single leg kicks or single leg hip drives if you want to make it more challenging. And if you have a band on, keep pushing out with the knees. We're almost at the minute here. All right, that's it, guys. That's round 1. Easy peasy. Grab some water and we will start over again. So we're gonna go back to the skipping for 2 minutes. Go through maybe a different skipping pattern. Our exercises will stay the same. Like I said at the start, we're just keeping it a very basic workout here as I'm getting back into it. That first round went well. Oh, is the music a little loud compared to the microphone? Okay, turn the music down a little bit. Let me know if the music is too soft now. I can also play around with the microphone volume. All right, we're getting ready for skipping. We got 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go back to the basic. Just starting off there. So we've learned the basic. We've talked about the sweep. And we've talked about the 2-step. All right, those are always going to be the ones that you can come back to make it a little bit easier, if you so desire. The next one we're going to talk about is the boxer step, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm shifting my weight back and forth from one foot to the other, similar to the 2-step, but it's just one bounce or one touch before I switch. And variations on these, we can do things like high knees, getting the knees up nice and high, which is going to be a lot more challenging. It's a lot more work to move the legs through that much space. We have a little bit more of kind of a free range or free for all skipping today. It's not as organized as our typical skipping class. So do whatever you want for your skipping enjoyment. When we get to the 30 seconds left mark, I'm going to go into fast skipping. It'll be the basic step, but I'm just going to make the rope go a lot faster, which means I'll have to skip much more often. 30 seconds coming up, 2, 1, here we go. See how fast you can go. Whew. If you catch your toes, it will sting a little. So try not to catch them. Can you go the full 30 seconds without slowing down? These calves are on fire now. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, and time. Very good. Rope away. We're going back to the elevated split squats. If you find you're able to get the knee pretty much right to the floor, and you feel like that's not a lot of extra challenge, you can either add a weight, hold a dumbbell, or see if you can get your surface a bit higher. Maybe go to the next stair up, add another phone book. And if you are using the Bosu ball like I am, the Bosu ball in the back leg makes it a bit easier because most of my weight's going on my front foot. So I could also challenge myself by putting my front foot on the unstable surface or the Bosu ball and then go through my split squats there. But I'll stay facing you guys. In 5 seconds, we will switch legs. Again, no rest in between the switch, just go right into it. Here we go. Other leg. It's a great exercise to really work on dynamic mobility of the hip joint and the ankle joint. A lot of times we strengthen our muscles through a very specific range of motion, and then we don't develop that same neuromuscular connection or strength when we work outside of that range of motion. So introducing exercises like this allows us to get stronger through those more extreme ranges. All right, we're down for push-ups. You get started. There's something flashing on my monitor here. I'm just checking what that is. Oh, okay. All good. All right, so into the push-up pattern. 30 seconds here on the push-ups. And regular plank, 430. Or keep doing your push-ups if you want. On the bell, we go into side plank. All right, let's roll over. 20 seconds here. And then we'll head to the other side. If you want to do leg up, it's only 20 seconds. So you can challenge yourself a little bit more with your side plank variation. Other side. For this round, I'm going to put the mini band at my knees. So when I say switch, or when you see the timer go to 0, you can go to your back. Mini band at the knees if you want. All right, there's our belt. So again, band is going to be at the knees, not the ankles. Hopefully you guys can see me there. Pressing out against the band with the knees as we go through the hip drive. This is a very strong movement for the body, so feel free to grab your heavier mini bands or double up. You can put 2 or 3 mini bands on at the same time till you really feel like your glutes are having to fight against being pulled together. So if when you push out, you don't feel like you're resisting them getting put back together by very much force, then see if you can get more resistance somehow. All right, come on down, band off if you have it on. Grab some water. That's 2 rounds. We're halfway through, guys. We got 2 more to go. Back to the skipping. How's that volume, Elaine? Is that better? You can still hear the music? All right. Okay. Sorry, just like I said, we're trying some new video stuff, so it's kind of giving me some different warnings I haven't seen before. But it looks to me like we're still live on YouTube, so that's what matters. That's what matters. Okay, are you ready to go? Skipping 2 minutes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. All right, we're gonna get into some funky sweeping this round. So we're gonna go into the stutter sweep or a double sweep, which is going to be bringing both hands to one side. So this is our standard sweep. The stutter sweep is I'm going to do 2 sweeps on each side. So my hands are going to do this kind of one over top of the other motion to keep the rope going. I could just keep swinging both hands together like this, but this is a little bit smoother, keeps more tension on the skipping rope as well. All right, so that's going to be our additional movement for this round. And then when we get into the next round, we'll build on that one as well. So practice your regular sweep. If that's already a lot of work for you, just work on that one. If you got your regular sweep, then you can work on your stutter sweep. The legs are a little awkward on a stutter step. They lose their natural back and forth flow, but you'll get a hang of it. Again, when I get to 30 seconds left, I'm going to do fast skipping to the end. And we can transition from single sweeps to stutter sweeps. All right, fast skipping, 2, 1. Join me if you want. Final 30. As fast as you can go. The 2 challenges are: 1, don't hit your toes, and number 2, don't slow down. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Split squats. I'm going to grab some weight here. Things are feeling pretty good overall. So I'm going to add some resistance. Let's get ready. All right. Volume is good, she says. Here we go. Front leg in the front, obviously. Back leg in the back. I probably didn't need to point that out. Here we go. I meant to say left foot in the front, if you want to do the same side as me. But my brain told me that doesn't matter. They can put whichever foot they want in the front. So I just said front foot in the front. And then I sounded like an idiot. But it was for your benefit. I'll stop talking now. We got to switch legs in 3, 2, and 1. So if you're adding weight to the exercise, you can hold it in the goblet position here. If you can't see that, just holding both hands on the dumbbell like this, cradle it, keep it close to the body, elbows under the weight. The other option is to hold it up at the shoulder. Try to keep your elbows up, don't just let them sink down. Or if you got heavier weights or your shoulders are really tired, then you can hold the weights down by the side. That's another option. It still adds weight to the squat, and that's what we're after here. All right, we're down on the floor for push-ups. 30 seconds. Regular plank. Here we go. Or keep going. Side plank coming up. Three, 2, 1, and roll to the side. You can stack your feet in the side plank or straddle them. But just try to keep the hips forward and high so they're not sinking back behind you or sinking way down to the floor. Other side. Hip drives are coming up. Get ready to grab your mini band. Here we go. Strap it around the knees. Double up if you want. Or go heavier if you have. Not sure where my heavy ones are, so I'm just gonna go with the band I have available. It's better than nothing. And we can hold at the top for more work. You could throw a leg up and do single leg. Lots of ways. Just wanted to get the back side of the core worked. The planks work the front, the side plank works the side, and these work the back of the core. It's very important to keep that full circle strengthened. All right, come on up, guys. That's 3 rounds. We have 1 more to go. Grab water as needed. All right. What are we gonna do? We did the stutter sweep or the double sweep in round 3. So I said we were gonna progress that in this round. So what we're actually gonna do on this one is from that double sweep, we're gonna take that second sweep to allow us to turn 180 degrees. Now I'm facing the opposite way, and now I'm doing sweeps reverse, or reverse sweeps. If I keep that reverse double sweep going, then I can use that time to come back to the front. It's a little fancy. Let's start with the basic. Let's go into stutter sweep or do regular sweeps and then go to double sweeps as you need or stutter sweeps as you need. Let's slow it down. 1 sweep, stutter sweep, and now I'm backwards. Go back to your reverse double sweep, and then you can start turning on one of those stutter sweeps. So the timing or the extra time we have with that stutter gives us the time we need to turn around. I could turn with just 1, but that's a little bit harder. You gotta go a lot faster. So feel free to work on that. Stutter, reverse stutter. And once you're comfortable with that, you can start doing 360s. So these are all stutter sweeps. Oh, I hit myself in the shoulder. That's not very common. These are all stutter sweeps, just allowing me to turn in a constant circle, which is really cool when you start adding different skipping patterns to that as well. All right, so play around with that for another 10 seconds. We got our 30 seconds fast skip coming up. All right, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Speed it up. Keep everything tight, keep breathing. 10 seconds left. Three, 2, 1. All right, that's 8 minutes of skipping, guys, in total. Most importantly, I didn't hit a single toe, so I am grateful for that. All right, we got our elevated split squats one more time. I'm gonna give you an option on this last round to work a bit more on mobility. If you wanna just keep doing your reps with weight, go for it. But I'm gonna do something a little bit different for those that want it. So, from this position, I'm actually going to drop my knee to the floor. Again, if you're on a very high surface, then you might not be able to get the knee down, and just be aware of that. But from here, I'm going to squeeze my glutes, push my pelvis forward, and because I'm deeper into this lunge position or split squat position, it's going to be just a deeper hip flexor stretch than I would get if I was doing a standard hip flexor stretch on the floor. So it's really nice to get a deep stretch from there. From here, I can stay in for the whole time, or I could come up after a few seconds and go back down. Let's switch off to the other foot. That's 40. So we're gonna lower ourselves down, knee to the floor, squeeze the glutes to drive the pelvis forward. You're really gonna feel that stretch in the front of the back leg. You can either maintain it for the whole time, doing just a static stretch, or you can turn it more into a dynamic stretch and still get some of that muscle activation by coming up out of it and then dropping back in. Get that stretch. Keep the glutes fired up the entire time, whether you're at the bottom or coming up or coming down. You never want to keep, or let the glutes relax out of there. Keep them active. All right. Down on the floor, we've got our push-ups last time. The push-ups are the only one that's kind of bugged me today, but it's not too bad, so we're good. Front plank or push-up continuation. Side plank is on deck. We got less than 2 minutes of work to go. All right, side plank. Get ready to switch sides. 3, 2, 1. Rotate over. And on that bell, we're on the back again for those hip drives. Let's go. Last round. I'm not sure where I put my band, so I'm just going to go without for the last round. If you want to work the hamstrings more when you're doing this hip drive movement, it's really easy. All you need to do is just walk your feet forward more so that your heels are in front of your knees. And then when you go into it, you're going to place more of a demand on the hamstrings relative to the quads. If you want to work the quads more, or if you find that your hamstrings are cramping when you do this, then you just need to slide your heels back. The closer to your butt the heels are, the more quad dominant the exercise becomes, and less hamstrings. When you place your feet where we typically ask to place them, which is kind of heels right under, or midfoot right under the knees, then we get nice co-activation of both quads and hamstrings. So that's going to be where you're going to feel the strongest. All right, that's our 4 rounds, guys. Great work. Come on up out of there. Grab some water as you need. We're going to go through a couple stretches here together before we call it a day. All right, we're going to start off with a quadricep stretch. Just from those split squats we did. We didn't really overstress too much today. Bit of a lighter workout. All right, grab your ankle on the top leg. Bend the knee. Squeeze the abs and glutes. Pull the leg back. And we're looking for a stretch in the front of the right leg or the top leg. If you don't feel it, you probably need to bend your knee more, really fully flex it, or you need to pull the whole leg back more. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and before we switch sides, let's just roll to the back. And we're going to keep that right leg up in the air. We're going to stretch the hamstrings of the same leg, and then we'll go to the other side. So grab the calf of the right leg, pulling the leg towards the face. Now you can stretch hamstrings with a straight knee, and the whole leg won't come as high, and you'll feel it more behind the knee. Or you can stretch your hamstrings with more of a bent knee. The leg will get higher to your face, and the stretch will start traveling more down to the mid-belly or towards the glute area. So change up the way you stretch, the angles you stretch your muscles. We generally encourage you not to always stretch in the exact same position, the same angles, the same method, because then your body will get, it'll progress and adapt to that one style of stretching. But then you might not be getting some of the benefits of changing up your angles and the fibers that you're focusing on. All right, I'm just going to flip around here. Let's go to the other side. So quads on the left leg. Grab the left ankle, pull the leg back. So tonight we got the heavy weights slash kettlebell flow workout. I'm probably gonna have to keep it a bit more upper body based, and it won't be overly dynamic, so it won't be as much of a flow. It'll probably be more of the heavyweight stuff. So if you got your dumbbells, you got your kettlebells, then come on out. And it will be earlier, so I believe we have that one scheduled for 2 o'clock. Because I need to get out of here a bit earlier on Fridays now. I can't stick around till 5 anymore. Let's roll to our back. Grab the left calf and stretching out the hamstring on the left leg. All right, you can release that hamstring and come on up, guys. We're gonna call that for our workout part 1 of the day, and maybe we'll see you again at 2 o'clock for some heavier work. Thanks for taking part, guys. Hopefully the video quality was okay. We made some changes, yeah, we're just trying to make the experience as ideal as possible for you guys. So we're working on it. Thanks very much for taking part. We'll see you again soon. Have a good day.